number of teachers and nurses that are leaving the profession now is almost getting to a critical stage. And in talking to recently to some teachers, it's not about the money. Money is really good, don't get me wrong, but it's about working conditions. And that's the sort of thing that I think we have prided ourselves on. Yes, the other unions say, oh, we're going for this sort of pay rise. Yes, but what are you doing in working conditions? What are you doing with the work-family life balance? And that's the sort of area where I think our organisation focuses on. Don't get me wrong, we still look after the pay as well, but you've got to make sure that people enjoy going to work and are willing to go to work happily, as opposed to, oh my God, I've got to do this to survive.
My name's Jack Maguire. I'm the Managing Director of the Red Union Support Hub.
My name's Angus. I'm the Secretary of the Nurses Professional Association.
I'm Scott Stanford. I look after the teachers nationally.
I'm Cara and I'm the Treasurer for the MPAQ.
So I guess we just wanted to take the time very quickly to explain who we are and why we exist. The Red Union Support Hub is the service provider that provides services to a growing number of unions that are growing at an exponential rate. Those being the Nurses Professional. Started with the Nurses Professional Association of Queensland, when a group of nurses about 10 years ago weren't happy that the Nurses Union was affiliated with the Labor Party during the Queensland Health Payroll Bungle, and wanted something that was a little less political, I guess, and focused a little bit more on providing core industrial support, professional indemnity insurance, legal coverage, etc. Because of that focus, this new union that started is roughly half the price, and workers can save about $350 per annum. Very quickly, there was a group of teachers that reached out and liked the offering of the Nurses Professional Association of Queensland and wanted to set up a similar body. The MPAQ formed, and then during the pandemic, it's now expanded. There's been a number of entities started that now service police, drivers, independent workers unions, doctors, as well as our nurses and teachers also rolling out nationally, which was quite exciting. So I guess ultimately these unions, given they are constitutionally, in each of their constitutions, prohibited from providing political donations or in-kind support to political parties, they are, addressing that cost of living issue as, that is really starting to bite with Australian families. You can save, at least $350 per annum by joining one of these unions and getting the professional indemnity insurance that's required. And some unions don't offer the professional indemnity insurance that we provide, and also the legal coverage, so you know that we've got your back should you ever need to go to court, and help out with everything in between, enterprise bargaining support, etc. But that's probably enough from me. Why did you guys join the various unions?
I joined because I was really ticked off with the other option that was available to nurses at the time, and for me personally, their particular involvement in politics was something I personally didn't think was good for members, that you should be focusing on the members and their issues. And for a period of time, because there was no other option, I had my own professional indemnity. And then when I saw you advertised, I very quickly joined up, and I do believe as one of your very early members, and have been very happy, very involved and very active ever since.
Excellent. And why, Scott, should someone join a union like the TPAQ?
I think for teachers, it's more the fact that the union that I used to be in was very militant only around EB time, and you never heard about them for any other situation. And basically, they told you what you had to vote and how you had to do. Whereas when I joined the Red Union, it's more about what do you want to get from us and how can we support you. So it's more giving the members the choice, which I believe it should be the way all the way, that members should ride these institutions, not the institution tell the member what to do.
I think that's an interesting point too, and I guess perhaps even a philosophical difference. You could be argued that some other unions like a dispute to carry on for as long as possible to justify union membership, whereas we see a harmonious workplace and speedy resolution of cases to be probably a key philosophical difference between us and perhaps some other unions in the marketplace.
so when a member first joins up with us, they'll normally receive within 48 hours a phone call from one of our secretaries welcoming them to the union. Also, we have 1300 numbers for most of our unions that are monitored all day, every day, and so basically you'll receive a call back from that number, that inquiry, within that same day or first thing the next morning if it's towards the end of the day. We also have a hotline, hotmail that's always monitored and returned within 24 hours. So basically, there's people, you actually speak to people. So we pride ourselves on the personal service. We also have a case management team where you'll fill out a member support form and a case manager will get back to you within 12 to 24 hours to walk you through your case and lead you and help you, work with you to resolve your problem. So as I said before, we're very much personnel orientated and making sure that we get in contact with you, because oftentimes you'll get in contact with us at some of the hardest times in your life, and even the person who is the most organised, most stringent can be forgiven for falling apart a bit at that sort of time, and so that personal attitude is what we pride ourselves on.
And I think we even have a live chat option now too, so
We do.
I think we're one of the most technologically advanced unions out there too, so how about that?
Yeah, I'm always looking to build out additional features as well. Like I know, for example, there are the beginnings of a workplace issues summary section where you can go and get a heap of information on basic workplace issues that will eventually build out more and more. We're also working on a branch secretary, communication portal, so that members are able to stay in contact with those within the hospital, or wherever else they work, much easier.
And I guess the NPAQ, so obviously was one of the first Red Unions, or was the first Red Union in the Red Union family. It has now roughly 10,000 members in Queensland, is that right? Which is about 15% or more of the workforce. So certainly the NPAQ is too big to ignore now. Across the various Red Unions, a lot of them only started sort of 6 months ago, but as I said, some have been going for 10 years now. We now cover 17,000 members, said nationally. There's even a group of nurses, teachers, midwives and doctors in New Zealand that are hoping that we might be able to help them set up unions in New Zealand with a similar flavour. So I would recommend, please, if you're watching this, join a Red Union, whether it be the NPAQ or the TPAQ. You have my word personally that we will never let you down and we'll always have your back, and you'll get a full-throated defence if that's what you require and need.